Happy birthday, Leo. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie, because I can't. I'm not allowed to this time. Especially at this point in my life. All the readings for your season have been really deep and really long and drawn out, and this is the third time I record you, but it's like the little smile, right, wants to turn into the big smile. Let me tune in a second. So you've been waiting patiently. Someone has been waiting patiently, right? Someone has been putting in great amounts of time and effort and patience into something, right? You've been learning a lot about like you're looking back into the past, but not too far, right? Like 2-3 years, things like that. Couple few years, just sort of looking back. And I think you're connecting some sort of dots. I see that you're connecting some sort of dots in when something all started and what is the position now, especially into relation to what you were doing then, right? What works, what doesn't work, what's working, what's not working, right? What have you been overly patient about, and what have you been impatient about? And I heard how the tribe works together, right? Jimmy, don't eat that buggy. Please. It's very important also, your next step in this process where you will be going is directly related to what you've been doing the last few years, right? Like what you've been learning about yourself and your choices, and whether you speak up or whether you don't, whether you apply the lessons that you've learned or you just keep learning them over and over and over again, right? Again, where's the overemphasis of being patient with things that you know aren't good for you, right? Being overly patient with that, but being impatient with certain things that are good for you, you know, or vice versa, whatever the situation may be. Again, it's an observation point of like, okay, so it's been this long and we've gotten to this point. Okay, so I heard, what's the next step? And the next step has something to do with you as your position in the world. You as your position, like in the world, as in your little circle of people, right? Your neighborhood, your community, your town, whatever. How you connect to those people, places, and things. And like your position within the tribe. Like, what is it? What is you rule the pride, right? A pride is a little bit different than a tribe, but similarities there, right? Now, everyone in the tribe is not going to think the same all the time. Groupthink is really dangerous, right? But the point is, so we have to understand differences about things. I heard where people are where people and places and things want to change, are willing to put in the work, that want to learn more about it and expand. And there's people, places, and things that don't, right? Like, again, what does work, what doesn't work. My readings are generally not very lovey, but I do see that your next step has something to do also with you as a partner, right? Like, what is the definition of that? What do you want that to be? Not whether you're involved or not, because everything obviously is always growing and expanding in some kind of way, right? We're always learning something, right? Hopefully about continuing to learn more about ourselves and how that plays into the physical world with other people, and how we can actually share that knowledge in the ways of whatever it is that we learn makes us a teacher, in a sense. Are we always the student? Yes. Right? I heard we are God's children, right? So of course there's always learning, but again, each one of your actions, however impatient we are, however patient we are with whatever the situations may be, according to our ethical and moral standing, right? Our opinion of ourselves and what we think we deserve, that makes a difference and an example to what you want the world to be, right? And again, I heard your position within it. I see your next step is there's something about you applying a lesson. You have to apply the lesson. You may need to have a conversation about something, open your mouth, right? Big old lion, like roar, but it wasn't a roar, it was more like a yawn. Maybe you're tired of something. Maybe you're ready to open up and actually say what it is that you're, get that out of your body, whatever that thing is, so that you can have, because I see that it's important for you, Leo, to have people around you that you can learn from, but also are someone who, again, wants to be in the tribe. But remember that everyone in the tribe plays different roles, right? Not everyone is going to have the same job or title or participation. What they do is all different, right? We have some of there are some things that are similar, but a lot is different. And I heard again what works and what doesn't, right? Now, I know you feel a little bit caged about something. You feel a little bit it's like someone's waiting for someone to be more passionate about something. Hi, Zumi. And someone's afraid to approach something because every time they approach it, they sort of get blocked. But if you keep getting blocked in life, in a way, you keep trying something, right? You keep trying something, but you always stay in the same position. It doesn't go anywhere. Well, then that's basic, I guess in some kind of way, God's is saying, why do you keep trying with something that doesn't work for you? What are you trying to fix in something else? What are you trying to, I heard, are you trying to make someone like you? I also sense that there's a big, huge cycle that you're going through also. That's kind of why your reading's sort of serious, even in your birth time, is there's a seriousness around whatever the situation is, and it's for everybody, but you, because it's your birth time, you affect everyone else, right? It's a strong energy now in Leo, so how you feel makes a difference. What you do makes a difference, and I think sometimes, because Leo's ruled by the sun, to be more in the moon, or to be more in the maybe unhappy place, or what have you, is uncomfortable, right? But it's good when that happens, because then we know what is not making us happy. Does that make sense? Right? There's a reason for everything, I guess. Maybe it's cliche to say, but like, there's a reason, right? You try to go into the door, it doesn't let you go in the door. Well, you can stand by the door. You can you can post up right in front of that door, bring your sleeping bag and your pillow and everything, and wait if you want to, and do nothing. But the point is there's something about, well, while you're waiting, if you're waiting for something, that you want something that badly that you're willing to post up at some door about it, then why would you do that? The door isn't open. You know what I mean? It's not going to just magically open, and even if it does, are you just going to sit around and wait, or are you going to go do something else with the wonderful life that you have, given to you at this point in time, right? Because there's other things to do. There's other magical, that's how we meet new friends. That's how we meet awesome, like extended family and soul family, or, and it's also a great way to not get stuck in your head by just like being in that one place and being like, okay, I'm just posting up here until something changes. It's like, go do something else. Do something else, right? Go explore, go camping, go ride a horse, go take a nap in the forest, right? Go swimming at the lake, go for a hike in the mountains. Go sit by the shore, right? But not to ignore your problems, but just to enjoy life, right? There's something about feeling the discomfort for a moment, just so you can figure out, like, I heard again, what's working and what's not, right? There's a reason we feel certain ways. It's natural, right? It's not sunny every single second of every day. The world would be burnt out. There'd be no plants. We'd be dead. You know what I mean? Let's choose one last animal card. Hold on. Whoops. Stingray. This actually came in your other reading. Let's see here. Stingray. 1 second, please. Where did you go? This card is about developing confidence, which is interesting because you rule that. Developing confidence, sense of self, and also getting yourself a backbone. Okay? Maybe this has to do with, I heard for some of you, having conversation, again, with the people in your tribe, right? You have to be confident in a tribe. You can't be submissive or scared to have a conversation with your people. You know what I mean? You got to be able to, that's how a tribe works, is you got to have maturity, right? And that's how shit doesn't add up at the bottom. Because it's like you have to just say it whenever the thing happens. I mean, of course, there's an inopportune time to do that, but it's always time for the truth, right? So again, this stingray, it says this card represents a pivotal point in a person's growth. I like those chakras. It says the moment has come when the stingray, you, i.e. you, Leo, must decide between the old things that are whatever's going on that seems easy, comfortable, and familiar, right? That's what's old and comfy. And the new that you would like to bring into your life, which getting there can obviously be challenging, uncomfortable, and sort of unfamiliar, right? It's brand new. It says you could have pressure from family and friends that is making the decision a bit more complicated. Okay. It says, but no matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again as this force of Dharma growing within the stingray is too strong to ignore. Which Dharma means you making appropriate decisions that you know are for your highest self and that you're telling the truth, right? Not afraid to speak your truth, whatever that may be. Not necessarily aggressively and not passively, but just honestly and assertively, right? And I heard again with confidence. Because why are we usually afraid to have a conversation? We feel like we're going to lose. Someone's going to lose, right? There's a win and a lose, this duality world that we live in. Good, bad, black, white, Republican, Democrat, bullshit. You know, it's all bullshit. We're just living. You know, and no one can make anyone feel any kind of way. No one makes anyone mad. No one makes anyone sad. No one makes anyone scared. That's their own deal. You know? It's their own deal. You know, and maybe you've been stung, and maybe you're afraid to sting other people, and maybe you're really sensitive, and maybe there are things that you really want to grow in life, and maybe some things aren't really growing. Well, you have to talk about that, right? You have to communicate. You have to communicate it, or people don't know, Leo. Like I said in that other reading, like, you're the only one that gets in your way. Because you rule, I want. I want. What do you want, Leo? It's your birthday. What do you want? And please know why you want it, so that when you receive it, really think about before you ask for something, because when you receive it, you will receive it. So I also heard you got to be careful what you ask for, right? You don't want to know the answer to something, don't ask the question, right? Because you might get an answer that you don't really want. It might be an answer that you know, it might be something that stings a little bit. So what? You're not going to die. No one's going to die. You know what I mean? It may be a tough, whatever's going on may be a little bit of a tough conversation, but it's something that you can't ignore anymore. You know what I mean? You have to look it in the face. And not be afraid. You're safe and loved and protected. You're just at a pivotal point in your own personal growth. It's pivotal, right? Think of basketball, right? You pivot. You're like going along, and then you just put one foot down straight solid in the ground and pivot, right? And you change direction like that. And it's usually pretty quick, and it can seem a little jarring because it means that whatever you were going towards before, or naturally always been, you know, for a while, a couple years, maybe you've been going towards something. Well, maybe it's a time for some sort of, well, I heard transition and then decomposition, right? But this is a very peaceful bird. It doesn't kill anything, right? It actually cleans up messes all the time. And but that's not the point. Believe what it is that you hear, Leo. Okay? And also check in where actions and words match and where they don't match. Again, what works and what doesn't. Okay? And the stuff that doesn't, well, take appropriate action. You know what I mean? Don't be impulsive about it. If you've been, it's something you can't figure out in your head. You have to figure out inside of your body, and you have to look at something in ways of like love and fear, right? They're the opposite. What are those two things to you? What do they mean? Right? Those are the kind of questions I guess you have to ask yourself. And do you keep doing certain things just because they're familiar and old and comfortable? Because you're afraid of the new, which is challenging, unfamiliar, and uncomfortable? You know? Because you won't ever get what you want if you keep doing that, Leo. Like, you need to hang out with your friends more, right? Like good friends, right? Friends that bring joy into your life, okay? That are good for you, that understand who you are, right? Hang out with them, like touch base with that, okay? Touch base with your tribe. Love you so much. Anyone who's still here, thank you for wanting to learn and grow. Thank you for being patient for 22 minutes and 48 seconds. Happiest birthday, birth night. And thank you for all your wonderful support. Really, it's a miracle, literally, that I'm here. And so thank you for being part of that. I'm happy to be here with you. Peace.